Okay, everything that comes with the kit is here. The only thing I have at home I needed was this alcohol, razor blade, some tape, and some cloths and Brillo pad, which is not pictured here. Everything up, and then I'll show you guys the process. So I brand new kitchen on a serious budget. You know, I'm very happy with where I'm at with it right now. You know, this works for me. You know, this is my happy place, and I have to make it very fun and comfortable. Okay, so the final thing I'm going to do is use a razor blade to go across the counter, just to make sure there's no gunk there. I did it already, but I'm going to do it again just to double check.
Hey, Mommy.
So rest it across there. Sometimes my rib burn candles and he forgets to clean up the wax. And although I put chemicals on the counter sometimes, we miss things. So just to make sure I have a nice even surface. And scratch off any excess of anything. So make sure we keep it nice and clean. Nice and clean, right there?
Yeah.
Even along the face of the counter. This. Just to make sure there's nothing there. And around the edges. So I just pull the stove away so I can get those creases in between the stove, like here on the counter, and clean everything really well, except for the island that I'm gonna clean now. Once all the sections are clean and dry, I'm gonna come back and tease and cover all of my appliances and my sink. And once everything is dry and covered, we'll get to work. So I'm just wiping up all the stuff on the counter, see the cleaning products. Make sure we have a nice clean surface all the way around. I also had some of the laminate left in here. I sealed it with some adhesive. Make sure I clean all around the edges because we're going to bring the coating all the way down. Okay, so after I cleaned the counters with some cleaning product, and then I went over it with alcohol and then a razor blade to make sure there's nothing left behind, because I also had to use some adhesive to get that piece of laminate that was lifting. Now I'm covering all of the sink and lower cabinets so we don't get any white paint on it, because we started painting our cabinets black and I didn't want to mess that up. We didn't need to cover the floor because we're going to replace them by the end of the week, and the appliances were pulled away so they were safe. And so I double taped everything, especially around the sink in the back. And on these edges. And I'll cover the island. Now it's time to get to work. Okay, so first we started with the cabinets. We removed the doors, cleaned the surfaces, put the base coat on, and the problem were the doors, because we had a small workstation, so it's hard for us to get the doors painted fast enough. So we moved on to ordering the refrigerator. Then I had the handyman come in and replace the lights, including the one over the dining table. So the goal is to complete this counter before Saturday, because I have someone coming to put down the floors. So once the floors are down, the last thing will be to put these doors back, and we're gonna replace that stove. So this is just a catch-up video, so I can put on. I got Boris here doing some work. It's taking me a lot longer than I expected to finish this goddamn kitchen. But in my defense, my handyman had issues with the fucking sink. There was a leak. I had a problem getting the sink. I couldn't get the faucet that I wanted. They were sold out. I wanted a black mat to match my sink. So I had to settle for this one for now because it was really cheap. So I'll replace it when the other one gets back. Okay, first base coat of the primer is on. You can still see some light spots in there, but the kitchen is looking bright and beautiful. Don't watch the backsplash, we're gonna fix that. I'm gonna do two, maybe. Okay, so this is a rough draft of what I hope my veins would look like. This is the island. This is the piece of the counter here. The stove is here. There's a counter here, sink, and then counter here. So I'm gonna try to do these Y shapes, these and these overlaps, and hopefully this works. Well, I know it's gonna work. Hopefully it comes out perfect. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to practice my marble veins, okay? So they give me this whiteboard, this little brush, and some gray paint, and some highlighter paint. This is for veining, gray marble veining. Okay, so ultimately you want to look as natural as possible. You know, start from the corners, light brush. I want to start over there first so I can get more practice, and then I'll move on to my center, which is going to be the focal point of the room. So I have to make sure it's perfect. So I'm going to start over here, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. So at this point, I already laid down 3 layers of primer, and I'm working on applying the veins. So this is a Rust-Oleum Marble Counter Kit, like epoxy. It comes with the primer, the glitter paint, and then like a grayish paint. And then I use the small brush to create the veins, and the big brush and a little spray bottle to help the veins spread a little so it looks natural, you know, like a natural piece of marble. And it was quite easy. I practiced on paper at first, and it was very tedious, a lot of stress on my back, but it was all worth it because when it was done, I really loved the way this counter looks. So this was a very cheap, quick DIY fix versus buying a whole slab of counter marble or quartz or whatever. It works for the time being. So here you get a close-up, see me working my magic with the little brush, and then well, I didn't do it here, but I would usually go in with the big brush to help fan the vein out a little bit. Spray it with a water bottle first. And I'm just trying to make sure the vein goes all the way across the counter. So once again, it gives that natural look. All right. These are the natural marble veins we created. So I'm halfway done with the backsplash. See, this is what it was, and this is what it's becoming. So this is where we ran into some problems because the cabinets took so freaking long to finish, and my rib never completed the job. I tried to help him, but he insisted on doing it himself and never finished it. So I don't have a finished pic of the cabinets done, but the counters were very nice, and I love how they came out. And then the floor, we did gray flooring, and that was it. Kitchen look dumb. Every time I try to take a good picture of it, these cabinets. That's the floor looks so